this is Franklin here. I hope you're doing very good, and I hope that your week has been really very productive. Yes? Amazing. I'm really very glad to hear. So in a previous video, I had shared on how to set goals, and I emphasized on the importance of making goals smart, because for me, I believe in order for us to have our goals to be really very effective, the goals have to be smart, right? And the SMART, as I mentioned, is an acronym that the S there means specific, M is measurable, the A is achievable, the R is realistic, and the T is time bound. And in the video, I remember also giving an example of a SMART goal. The one I used was losing say 10 pounds in 3 months. So someone who wants to lose 10 pounds in 3 months, and obviously that is a SMART goal because it checks all of those boxes. But if you look really very closely at that goal, it is what I consider to be a results-based goal, because it only emphasizes on the result or the outcome that this person wants to achieve. So in this case, it is to lose 10 pounds by the end of, say, 3 months. But I just feel that although those result-based goals are good, but it's always very helpful to have a corresponding activity-based goal, because invariably we cannot always control the outputs or the results that that happens. But one thing we can always control is the input. And this also stood out very much for me because I learned about it the hard way. I remember that I had specific goals that I was almost always setting result-based goals, right? So that I want, especially in the area of like finances or some other areas too. And I noticed that after setting the goals, right, I only just specified the outcome that I wanted, but I did not specify what I would do on a regular basis to make that outcome happen. And guess what? For that reason, I almost never hit the goal because I just set the goal sometime in the distance, and I was like just hoping and wishing that, okay, as time goes on, I'm going to hit it, but I never specified the action that I was going to take on a regular basis to make me hit the goal. And obviously, like the outcome always, the outcome is best by the input. And so, in as much as we want to set the result-based goal, my bottom line here is that we always want to have activity-based goal, right? Because again, like I mentioned, that the outcome that we want is always preceded by the inputs. We cannot control the results, but we can always control the inputs and the efforts that we put into the process to make the outcome happen. And so going back to that example of wanting to lose 10 pounds by the end of say February, so 10 pounds say in 4 months. I believe that an activity-based goal will definitely be required, and an activity-based goal for that could just be this. I will go to the gym. I will work out for say four times in a week, right? So that one specifies the efforts, the action that you're going to take on a regular basis to make that goal of losing say 10 pounds happen, right? And obviously you may not know the exact activity that will be required, so you start off with that and then you see what outcome it gives. And if the outcome that you're getting or the result you're getting is not the result you're getting is not what you want, then it just means you want to step back and make some changes to the inputs, to the effort, right? So that way you can actually see that you have control over the process. You have control over the inputs, and the inputs that you throw into the process will give you the outputs that you get. And if the output that you get is not what you want, it just means that you need to change the inputs that you throw into the process. So that way you actually kind of like see that you have some control basically in the process, right? And it gives you some sense of power as well. And you know what changes need to be made if you don't like the results that you are getting. So that's just one thing I wanted to share. It's something that really changed my life, having activity-based goals on top of the result-based goals that I want. And I'm hoping that you're going to be able to practice this and see how it works for you if you're not already doing it. And I would definitely like to hear what you think as well about activity-based goals versus the result-based goals. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and As usual, before I leave, I also want to remind you that you are worthy, you are more than enough, and that you are loved. So go do something really very great out there. Thanks again for watching. It's been Franklin here. God bless and peace.